My God, I didn't shave. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we examine news and examine headlines from our city, from our state, from our country. We take a look at your questions, your suggestions, your ideas on how to best connect with our city, San Sebastián, our city, Puerto Vallarta, as a community of English-speaking locals. Today is going to be a little different. We are in good luck because there are not many pressing news and we have a lot of video to share today. So this is going to be a virtually newsless broadcast because we want to cut to the chase. But first, we do have some housekeeping announcements. If this is your first time joining us, please feel free to let us know by writing the word new in your comment. That way we'll give you a proper welcome later on when we get to looking at all the comments. If you have something important to share, it helps a great deal if you add the letter Q at the beginning of your comment. That way we will make sure to find it when it's time to look at the comments. Usually, as you know, on Wednesdays we walk, but today's walk turned out to be a little long. So this is a good thing because we get to walk a little longer and less news. Fortunately, there's not a lot to report. So we are going... Oh, is he back already? Welcome back, Captain Kirk says... That was it? I mean, they took off at like 8 o'clock in the morning. He's back already? Well, whatever. Anyhow, let me take care of a couple of housekeeping things because we did make some promises today. We are not even going to show... Oh, yeah, let's show it. What the heck? Boom. Okay, so a Coffee and Headlines regular asked for a shout-out for the nice folks at Rancho El Charro in Playa Grande, where, among other things, they offer awesome horseback riding opportunities. And because of its proximity to Rio Pitillal, the Colonia was seriously damaged when the river overloaded during Hurricane Nora. As such, the owners at Rancho El Charro are trying to get business going, and they are presently offering attractive discounts for locals wishing to go horseback riding. I asked for photos of a recent horseback ride to entice you, but unfortunately, the photos sent to me were too small to use on the broadcast. But lucky for us, the very nice folks at Rancho El Charro have some very enticing images in their Facebook page, and I'm going to make sure to share this with you in the show notes. And in case you're not familiar with Playa Grande, let me show it to you on the map. Here is the hotel zone. There is Sam's and the Maritime Terminal, and this is the Rio Pitillal. And if you follow the Rio Pitillal, you find Playa Grande over here. It's a small and beautiful community, and there's the rancho. And again, they're having a hard time, getting started with business. So if we can find a way to support them, we most certainly are going to do that. I also want to let you know that Hurricane Pamela has reached land in the state of Sinaloa. This means wet and very windy news for them and possibly more rain for us. Let us take a quick look at what the weather forecast has to say about this. And we're just flying through all this morning. 27 degrees right now, feels like 32. Humidity is at 87%. Our temperature in Fahrenheit is 81 degrees right now. And our weather forecast for this hump day is humid and partly cloudy. A humid and partly cloudy day with a high temperature of 32, low temperature of 22. Tomorrow, Thursday, same thing, a humid and partly cloudy day. Same high and low, 32 and 22. And on Friday, we wrap up the end of the week with possible light rain in the evening and overnight, and the same high and low, high of 32, low of 22. And that is our housekeeping. And now we can get into some interesting things. For starters, we're going to start with our Walking Wednesday. But first, let me ask you this. Where does the magic start when you visit the magic town of San Sebastián del Oeste? For some, it starts when you reach this bridge. For others, it starts when you reach the final stretch of the road, when you suddenly find yourself surrounded by pine trees. For me, it starts just outside of town, as you are about to take the final turn into the town of San Sebastián after only 75 minutes of driving time from Puerto Vallarta. I always stop the car right as you are about to enter town. Stop the car and take pause to remember how fortunate we are to have such a magical place so very close to us. Take a look. Hello. We are standing right on the final turn before your car drives you right into San Sebastián del Oeste, a magical town here in the state of Jalisco, some 1 hour. Good question. Where are the high heels? Ana, we have saved the best for last. High heels are coming up right after the walk. Hold your horses. 10 minutes away from Puerto Vallarta. And the reason why we're standing here is, for me, the magic of San Sebastián del Oeste begins at this final turn. You've been on the road. If this is the first time you've been here, you have no idea what awaits you. You've heard of the town. And this is the final turn before you arrive into San Sebastián del Oeste. And I love this turn because the entrance is so beautifully designed. So what we're going to do today is we are going to walk the entrance to San Sebastián del Oeste. And hopefully, by doing so, you will be able to appreciate a little bit of the magic of it. Frequently, when we come and visit this town, we just drive through the entrance, not thinking much about where we're about to go. But the magic starts here. And here is, this structure is fairly new. As you know, being called a pueblo mágico or a magical town has its responsibilities. The town needs to abide by very specific design codes and regulations. You have to build your houses with certain color schemes and with certain number of stories. But this is the entrance to this town. And it looks very quiet and peaceful. But you have to keep in mind that in its climax, in its heyday, I think it is heyday, I'm not sure, but when this town was at its most prosperous point, there were more than 20,000 people living here. Today, San Sebastián del Oeste has a population of less than 5,000 people. But, you know, if you forget about this mountain of rocks at the very entrance, just look at this gorgeous, super wide promenade. And one has to wonder what it must have been like to walk up and down these streets. Another point of perspective. Today, it takes about a little over an hour to get here from Puerto Vallarta. When I first came to San Sebastián, sometime within the last 20 years that I've been living here, it took us about 6 hours to get here. So now imagine this place, turn of the century, and I mean the 19th century, and it must have taken forever to get here, or better yet, to transport the ores, the mineral, out of here and take it down to the ocean, where places like Puerto Vallarta used to be a maritime port. That is a merchant port, that is. And if you look at some of these walls, I mean, in this wall, for example, clearly the top half is fairly new, but the bottom half must have been built so long ago. So this is the entrance to San Sebastián del Oeste, so close to Puerto Vallarta, and yet so far as the culture and the way the town has grown or not grown through the passing of time. And then there's also the temperature. Right now, of course, I'm walking about with my friends who are cackling over there. But we feel a little bit of the warm, but the air is very fresh. And at night, you know, you have to use a blanket when you go to sleep. And when you visit during the winter time, fireplaces are in order. So what we're going to do today is we're going to walk all the way into town, so that you can take the magic of the town at a slower pace.
One step at a time.
When you're traveling here for the first time, you're probably so overwhelmed by so many things to see, and you're coming by car, and you might miss some of the things. So, as we enter the town, we pass this promenade, and I will point a couple of places of interest. The first one is coming up here on the right-hand side. It's called Café de Altura. And this is I think the name is Café de Altura. This is a coffee plantation. Yes, Café de Altura, La Quinta Mari. And we'll take a photograph of the entrance. Here, you can buy ground coffee that was ground here in San Sebastián del Oeste. Coffee with mocha and some traditional candies. And this is one of those stops that is a must if you're coming to San Sebastián del Oeste.
Karen, how great that you're heading there. Congratulations. Let us know where you're staying.
I had not been here for a little over a year. Buenas tardes. And it's amazing to see that there are a bunch of new businesses that have cropped up. But again, the businesses, the homes, the constructions, all have to abide by a strict construction code that prevents them from looking differently, from looking not like a small town. Here, the local association of tourism service providers have developed an information booth where the signage is in English and in Spanish, and this is a good thing to see. And we were going to stop at Jardín Nebulosa, which is a brand spanking new restaurant.
Shade.
But of course, we have a very low tolerance for businesses that don't advertise accurately. Jardín Nebulosa's Facebook page says they open in the morning. Then we asked.
Right now.
Then we asked one of the employees what time they open, and he said, "Oh, we open at 1 o'clock." And 1 o'clock came and went, and Jardín Nebulosa is not open. So, can we recommend Jardín Nebulosa? No, we cannot recommend Jardín Nebulosa because they do not open when they advertise.
So there.
Guys, I guess we're not going to have a beer here, so I'm going to keep walking. Oh yeah, we'll find a place for a beer somewhere else. So people that have been to Jardín Nebulosa will tell you, oh my God, it's a fabulous restaurant, it's a beautiful place. And it is a fabulous restaurant, and it is a beautiful place. But why should one respect a restaurant that doesn't respect one's time, is my question. I suppose we could say, well, it's human error. But I mean, if you are advertising yourself on Facebook, then keep it well advertised. Now, at this point, this road over here becomes the one-way road out of the city. And this road that we're going to continue is the one-way road into the city.
The town, really, not a city.
Because the roads are very narrow. We're walking past one of the local schools. No school on Saturday.
I'm loving your comments. We'll come back to them at the end of the video. Well, at the end of the high-heel crash course, of course. I thought about adding background music to this, but the silence, the sound of nature, I just love it. I just love hearing the mountains and the animals.
Buenas
and all that
tardes.
stuff.
And here is a good place to take a nice photograph of cars attempting to get into town. As you can see, the town has placed those enormous pillars to make sure that only vehicles of a certain size can enter the town. So if you're moving here and you hire a ginormous moving van, you can count on the fact that this van will not be able to get into town.
That's part of the magic, Lynn. I mean, so much
And now
of
we
it was
come to
built
this
so long
beautiful
ago.
and old bridge that I'm going to show you in a second because we can. That's one of the reasons. But I want to point out a couple of interesting things. If we look this way, we're going to see this outdoor amphitheater. This amphitheater belongs to the local cultural house where children and adults can come in and participate in art-related activities. I can see there's a dance class going on in there right now. And it's nice to see this building being occupied. Now, just out of nowhere, you won't be able to see it maybe, but I'm going to take a photograph of it. There's this enormous spider that has appeared, and it's hanging all the way from some cables up there.
It has like jade plants, like tiny.
She's enormous. I love her.
No itsy bitsy.
Another must place to try here is Comedor La Lupita. This is a wonderful restaurant. I'm going to take a quick peek inside so that you can see it. Comedor La Lupita is this beautiful family-owned restaurant. Buen provecho.
Oh my God, the food. Oh,
And this is a must place
yes.
to visit when you are here in San Sebastián del Oeste. Their food is yummy. It's very affordable. And again, as I mentioned before, this is the Casa De La Cultura. I'm going to take a quick look inside to show you. Hola. So, this is the cultural center of the city. There's this beautiful mural. And I want to show you that amphitheater again because it is just fascinating to see the way it was built. And here, as you can see, there are students taking dance classes. ¡Qué bonito! Hola! We're not dancing today, but I want you to take a look at this amphitheater. It is just gorgeous.
I love this space. I really want to do something there.
See? There you go. Now look at the bridge behind it. You can tell that this was built decades ago. I don't know that this theater is used much or not much, but it would be great to see it utilized for a performance of sort.
Yes, yes.
Uy. Uy. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. There's a second story and there's a library upstairs. Again, it's nice to see that such a small town has these facilities to nurture the curiosity of its inhabitants.
I hear you, Marie.
So we go back.
Beautiful place.
Buenas tardes. Con permiso. And we are continuing our road. And my friends are over there again. Here's the local baker, or one of the local bakers, closed right now, but it is a good thing to know.
The local baker actually has a Versailles place, or a place here in Versailles.
Wow, that's what it looks like, dude.
Ooh, now that's an idea, Logan.
What did you guys find? Uh-oh. Oh my God, that's a giant bug. And a very unhappy one. Look at that. Let me take a photo. Okay. That is definitely bigger than my thumb. Wow. Buenas tardes. As you keep walking into town, you notice there's all these signs for hotels. This one is called La Pareja, or the couple. I don't know if it's a couple's hotel, but there are so many options for lodging here. From very inexpensive basic hotels, which is my personal choice, to swanky hotels that makes me wonder, if you want to experience the life in a small town, why would you go to a swanky hotel? But to each their own.
We're almost there, in case you're feeling itchy. I hope you're enjoying this. There's still quite a few of you here. Oh,
Okay. This is a good place to point out something you won't even be able to see because it's covered in fog. You see, one of the big attractions here at San Sebastián is El Cerro de la Bufa, which is a mountaintop so high you can see the bay on a clear day. And then you get to this one particular spot. Let me show you. And all of a sudden, you're standing here and you can see the church
for the first time.
right through this opening. Buenas tardes. We'll get to see the church in a second. But look at how whimsical the architecture is here. All of a sudden you see these streets that go up the hills
Oh,
and end up going to somebody's house, I suppose.
thank you, Mike. Oh, Claude, I'm so happy that you're here. So you go in on your car and you miss all this stuff, all these details, and I just love watching this walk, and I always do it every single time that I go to San Sebastián, and it's such a pleasure to share it with you guys today. And then we'll get to that issue with handicap accessible. I think you guys would love it up here.
And we are now 1 block away from the main plaza and 1 block away from our hotel, which is a hotel that I've been staying at the last few years every time I come and visit. And I want to show it to you because it's such an awesome little hotel. I just love it there. And it is right here behind this fruit tree. And it's called Posada El Oeste. Now this is
A perfect moment to take a break, because do you see that second story balcony? That is the perfect location for a high heel walking crash course. I'm just saying.
the hotel of choice. But I want to show you the main plaza because it's right ahead. If you haven't been here before, let me have a gay boy break. Hey guys, where are we going to have our beer?
Gay boy break.
Or are we not going to have a beer?
I think it's a drop off of a couple things and then walk into the beer.
Or are we going to start our heel?
What time is it? It's only 1.
Oh, we should find a beer there then. Should we go to El Fortín and sit outside? I think we can do that. I'm gonna walk the plaza anyway.
Okay, I'm going to drop a couple things off.
I'll see you in a bit.
I have a mission for coffee and headlines.
Okay, so I want you guys to see the main plaza because this is where everything happens in this town. Well, not everything, but this is the main plaza. And here we are. Let me first take a quick shot of this view. This is the main plaza. The church is right behind the plaza, and we'll get to see that in a second. First, let me get onto the main kiosk or the main plaza so we can take it all in from there.
Don't give me ideas,
Buenas
Mago.
tardes. Buenas tardes. So here we are. This is the main plaza in San Sebastián. You can see people are visiting town. I'm gonna get on top of the kiosk so that I can give you a better explanation of what I know. Hola, perrito. Hey, doggy. Okay, so here we are, up in the mountains. Again, La Bufa is up there. You cannot see it now. The fog is coming in, and it wouldn't be surprising if the fog came as low as the town, and the town being immersed in
Whatever.
fog later on. There's a hotel there, private home. There's a hotel in that corner. There's a beautiful restaurant down on that corner, which is called El Fortín, which is where we're going to have some beers. And then there's this stretch in front of me that is all kinds of little shops where you can buy things and knickknacks. Upstairs from the shops, there's a little cafe
Oh, check this out.
where you can actually sit down and enjoy a nice beverage. I like it because you can order a coffee with Baileys early in the morning and they won't frown or anything. And another thing that I like about that little coffee shop is that you can order something called chingaderas.
There.
And I mean it. I'm going to show you the item on the menu because I took a photograph of it. And you're probably wondering what chingaderas is, and now you're going to know. So there is a lot more to San Sebastián del Oeste. Needless to say, you can walk around a lot of little paths and roads and alleyways. But sometimes it's difficult to imagine that we're only 1 hour and 15 minutes away from Puerto Vallarta. And the weather is different. The climate is different. When there's not a pandemic going on, there's a gorgeous paper balloon festival here that takes place on September's. The patron saint festival takes place in January, and this town becomes just a madhouse of joy and merriment, and it's just a beautiful place to visit. And this, of course, answers the question as to where I went for my high heel walking intensive. We were actually just looking for an excuse to come here and bring some high heels to learn how to use them. So I suppose this is it. I will try to add more to this video if we get around to it, but I just wanted to give you a taste of what San Sebastián del Oeste is like. If you want to visit here, you can come in your own car. You can hire a van like we did. There's 7 of us, and we ended up hiring a van, and the round trip turned out to be like 700 pesos per person, and of course it's our trusted driver. So there are many ways to get here. I just wish that you'll give yourself the opportunity to experience a town that has remained pretty much frozen in time for the last 110 years or so. I'm signing off because it's almost time to go trip on my shoes. Thank you for watching. Ciao.
Okay, so that was San Sebastián del Oeste. This is what we did. And, of course, what follows is, well, first of all, thank you for sitting around for such a long walking Wednesday. But, it is important. It was important for me to share it from the entrance to the plaza, and I am so grateful that you're still here. Now, since you're still here, I would like to share a film of 7 friends celebrating our friendship, our love, and our trust in one another. Because of the subject matter, you may think this is a comedy designed for you to poke fun at. It is not. It is simply the way we choose to celebrate our friendship, or we chose to celebrate our friendship this time around. We've saved this to the very end because I would like to imagine that friendships and shared adventures are just as important to you as they are to us. And as such, I invite you to watch and celebrate friendship with kind and nurturing comments as you watch. Remember the golden rule: if you have something nice to say, share away. If you do not have something nice to say or are not sure, kindly keep it to yourselves. Let's go.
Damas y Herren, we're about to embark on an amazing show of the beauty of San Sebastián. The lovely ladies of San Sebastián will be giving a little fashion show today. And our first contestant is Tomesina.
She's a mountain woman. Oh, yes, she is. She is a mountain woman, and she's gone. Notice that there are steps on that challenge. She needs to return. Steps are a
Ladies
bitch.
and gentlemen, and now we bring to the runway the beautiful, the gorgeous, Logania Extraña.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God. She needs to get a suntan. She needs to get a suntan. She got a little twisty for a second. Did you guys
Yes, she
notice that?
did.
Señores y señoras, señoritas y muchachos. Ahora presentamos la belleza del rancho. Sencilla, diferente.
Sencilla Sencilla diferente. Well, that sums it up.
Oh my.
Points.
She brought a fan, bitch.
Points.
She brought a fan, bitch.
Oh, serving elegance. She's judging you. She's gonna talk shit about you at brunch.
She swears.
Oh my God.
And now, for your visual pleasure, we present to you Paquita La de Talpa. Del barrio Talpa. Paquita La del barrio Talpa.
It's complicated. Oh. Ay, Paquita. Ay, la Oh, she's off to go shopping. She's off to go find the brand.
The curls are bouncing.
Oh.
Are we having fun?
Yes.
What a lovely afternoon for a fashion show. Well, we've saved, I think, the best for last, or perhaps not. You be the judge. Let me present to you now La Obra Negra.
Oh, she's a goth.
Oh my God.
Oh, she's a
Oh,
the table.
that table. I tell you, who put that table there? Look at her.
She's a goth with a bad habit.
She's troubled.
Oh.
And she's troubled.
Oh.
Oh.
Yes. She just got fired from the IHOP. She She worked at the truck stop and she got fired.
Oh, yes, she did.
And she climbs those steps in the most feminine way.
She may be overexposed, but she never tires of presenting in public.
And we love her.
Last, we have Miss Eileen to the left, also known as Rosa Melano.
Around these parts.
We love Eileen to the left.
Oh my God.
No.
We have so much to learn.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
She used to be really good friends with Sencia, but they got in a horrible misunderstanding.
And look, that's why she looks so unhappy. Thank
She
you.
doesn't give a fuck.
Oh,
Wow.
Linda Tripp.
Linda.
Linda Tripp.
It really concerns me to be buying shoes online. Like those shoes, my gorgeous leopard strappy little stilettos, I bought at Designer Shoe Warehouse for $49.99 in Arlington, Virginia. But I had to try them on. So like there I was in Arlington, Virginia, walking up and down the budget shoe aisles, you know, as one does, you know.
Gotta make sure that.
And I had to be sure. I had to be sure I could sashay in those little strappy, those little strappy uppers. So there we are, and they've become my favorite little strappy stilettos because they're super comfortable.
Anything else?
And I have nothing else to say about that.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
So, yes, we went shopping, that's for sure. So now picture this. This is happening in that balcony, and all of a sudden, and we've been smoking dope and we've been drinking, all of a sudden people were standing on the street watching us do everything we were doing. It was just too much fun. And that, my friends, is what we did. And this is how we fared in the obstacle course and the high art of walking in high heels. Much respect for the ladies that choose to do that on a regular basis. And now we briskly, well, before we briskly rewind all your comments, I want to thank you for allowing me to share and celebrate my beautiful friendships with you. None of this could have been possible without the wonderful Paul Christ, my dear friend, who becomes Rosa Melano on a regular basis at his hotel, at Hotel Mercurio on Sundays, where he has events and such on Sunday afternoons. So you can absolutely, if you choose to, go and spend some time at Hotel Mercurio, which is a gay-owned hotel. If you don't know this, it's a fun place, but it's welcoming to everyone. And today in the show notes, I will leave Facebook pages for all these wonderful places. The hotel that we stayed at, our trusty driver, and of course, not featured in this video, but also equally important is Montebello, the Italian restaurant owned by Coco and Walter. Of course, we made a stop there, and having dinner there is just such a beautiful experience. And now to your comments. I'm going to go past the wonderful good mornings very quickly because it's already 11:14. My goodness. La la di da di da 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 da. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna watch the replay for Captain Kirk. Thank you very much, Chris. That's not, well, it is what it is. Whatever. I want to watch it. Let's see. I see some praise for Rancho El Charro. This is wonderful. I haven't been to that rancho itself. I've been to another place out there. Julie, thank you very much for letting me know about the importance of giving this shout out in the first place. It was Julie who shared the information with me. Again, if there's something to promote, something to announce, we always appreciate it when you run it by us first. And Jamie, I know that you were in that horseback ride, and I know that you're very clearly attached to what's going on out there. So thank you very much, and good luck as Rancho El Charro continues to recover. Let's see. Question: where are the high heels? Oh, we answered that. Well, we've been through that. Never mind. Let's see what else we have. Lots of comments. Lots of comments. People that are coming. This is great. I've always wanted to visit this Pueblo Mágico. I'm glad that you got a chance to see it, Leslie. It is such a beautiful place. Yes, mosquitoes were a little fierce this time around, but it does depend on the time of year. We just happened to be there in the month that was a little dicey. Let's see what else we have. La Quinta Mari is a must-to-go place. Yes, yeah. The coffee is great. I got some coffee and I got some candy. It was a great stop. Here's my personal take on this, Dan. If you have one of those wheelchairs that have big funky wheels, you should be fine. If you don't, most of the key places that you would want to see, a vehicle could get you close to the entrance, and then you could carefully get into the places. But I totally think you can do this. You can do this with a wheelchair, and I think you can enjoy yourself. It's not very easy, but it's definitely doable. Let's see. Do I know Roland? Yes, I know Roland. We got a chance to visit with him, and he has a beautiful place. And yes, he has cabins to rent, and he also walks his goats on a leash around the main plaza on Sundays. And yes, there were so many cicadas. It was a beautiful song all the time. Let's see what else we have. Yes, that's the name of his place, Hacienda Don Henry. He is selling it right now. If you want to buy a fabulous hacienda in San Sebastián del Oeste, there you go. Lots of comments about places that you like and dislike or such. That's wonderful. Mark asked several weeks ago, I asked if you could do a segment on how Vallarta became an international gay resort town. When last I heard you were planning on a report on that due to viewers' interest shown. Did I blink and miss your report altogether? Thank you. You did not, Mark. We realized that it is such a big, gigantic, gargantuan task. We don't necessarily know that we are well equipped to tackle this one, because there is such a thing as the story of what the international community thinks is the story of the gay community, and then there's the story of how the gay community already was here before the international community discovered it. So there's so many layers to that. It is very doubtful that we will do something substantial here. And we certainly hope that somebody will tackle the task of journaling the history of gay LGBT life in Puerto Vallarta at some point. Let's see what else we have. Lots of comments. It is truly a magical place, says Claude. Oh, and one of the beautiful things for me in going to San Sebastián is when you bring people that have never seen it before, because you're seeing it through their eyes. And this time around, it was 7 of us, 4 of our friends, 2 couples had never been there before. And for me personally, it was such a pleasure to see the glow in their eyes. Question: what is the temperature like at Christmas? It is fracking cold. Like hoodie and hat and scarf, and there's steam coming out of your mouth, and you have to wear a jacket, and it is very, very, very cold. But it's wonderful. And so close to Vallarta. That's what makes it so beautiful. Let's see what else we have. Doo-dee-da-dee-da-da. La la la. Lots of questions, lots of comments, lots of comments. Uh, what was the temperature like that day? It was probably just a little cooler than Puerto Vallarta during the daytime. No humidity, or much less humid than Puerto Vallarta. And at night, it was two blanket heavy. Like I was sleeping with two blankets on top of me. And this is only October. It gets a lot cooler in December. And we were short sleeved all the time and shorts. What is the population now? I understand it's around 5,000. But again, when it was in its heyday as a mining town, they used to have up to 20,000 people living there. New person, Tony Sanchez, welcome, welcome. You are very professional and entertaining. Oh, I'm not so sure about that. Sometimes I get ugly, but I am just so very happy that that you are enjoying Coffee and Headlines. Thank you very much. Let's see what else we have. Friends who are family. That's precisely what it was. Yes, that's precisely what it was. And then I see all your comments about our little crash course. Thank you, my friend Paul, for showing us how to strut our stuff in high heels. Where would one find size 13 high heels as my feet are huge? Well, it takes specialized stores, as I understand it. I'm not a regular high heel prancer, so I wouldn't know. But if you notice in the final segment, Paul was telling us about how he walked into a shoe store in the United States and he just, with much dignity, asked for big shoes and walked them around the store. And I guess that's what you have to do. Logania may have had one too many sips of raicilla before hitting the runway. Girl, you were not the one that slammed your hip against a table. That was yours truly. But I did so with much pride, I must say. Paul is a great commentator. And since Paul started discovering this alter ego of his, I lean to the left, he's blossomed in such a beautiful way. It's not even funny. I totally recommend checking him out at Hotel Mercurio on Sundays. No, I'm sorry, Jamie. I flashed you intentionally. I did forget to talk because I my junk. It's there. I have no place to put it. And yes, Logan, who put that table there? I was so mesmerized. Okay, what else do we have? I think we're getting to the end. I just want to make sure that I'm not missing any cues. Ryan, thank you very much. That is so sweet of you to say. Cheers to you in Chevy Chase, Maryland. Yes. Yes, Rosa Melano. That's her. That's her precisely. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're there. We're there. Thank you very much for all your supporting comments. Yes, friendship is so important, and knowing how to have fun and when to have fun. It was a perfect trip. It was the perfect trip. Okay. There's another question. Did you happen to see a beautiful golden brown dog running around? Very unusual color, gorgeous. We saw many dogs running around, Katrina, so it would be difficult to know exactly which one you are referring to. Angelica, if you're asking about what kind of mines in San Sebastián, silver, as I understand it, silver. And it's unfortunate that the mines are still there, but the town does not have the infrastructure to turn them into something we could visit. Maybe, hopefully, someday the town will consider doing that. Anyhow, we've gone a long time today. I want to thank you for joining us at this very unusual Coffee and Headlines. And it was interesting to see in the poll that there are quite a few of you who have not visited yet. I hope that you will add San Sebastián del Oeste to your bucket list, because it is a magical, magical place, even if you just go for the day. But ideally, you want to spend the night. Our hotel room was 500 pesos a night. It's very affordable. And again, I will put links in the show notes to all the places that we visited. Last but not least, again, if you are amused, entertained, inspired, or otherwise challenged to broaden up your comfort level and explore more of what Puerto Vallarta and Mexico has to offer, the best way you can say thank you to us is by going up here and showing your appreciation. By buying us coffee, by pursuing a membership to this broadcast, you empower us to continue bringing all this knowledge and inspiration to your computer or your cell phone screens. I will see you again tomorrow or sometime soon. Between now and then, stay kind, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay loving of yourself and your friends and your family of choice. Have a good day.